But for now, we'll focus on today's criminal trial, and for that, I'm joined by former federal prosecutor Neama Rahmani. He's in Los Angeles. Neama, thanks for joining us today. Now, the prosecution's opening statement described a conspiracy to undermine the integrity of the 2016 election. That's a lot more serious sounding than a hush money payment.
Well, it's very serious, and a hush money payment by itself is not illegal, nor is having an extramarital affair. But what the prosecution is trying to do is prove that these false business records were in furtherance of or to cover up another crime. In this case, a campaign finance violation or election fraud. The reason that's important is under New York law, false business records by themselves are just a misdemeanor. The prosecution needs more to get to that more serious felony level.
Now, the defense's opening statement seems to be to attack the credibility of key witnesses like Michael Cohen, Stormy Daniels, and David Pecker. Is that the key to their strategy?
I do believe so. We know that we're going to come after Michael Cohen, the key witness for the prosecution, by saying that he is a convicted felon and an admitted liar. And Stormy Daniels, they said that really the affair doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the elements of the crimes charged in this case. We're talking about false business records, not her allegations. And of course, she previously said in writing that the affair never happened. And David Pecker, that first witness, they came after him saying that he was doing all this because he's testifying under a grant of immunity and because he's trying to sell magazines.
Do you think Trump himself will take the stand in this case?
I do believe so. He testified in the New York civil fraud case, and this case is as much for the courtroom as for the court of public opinion. Trump has addressed the media almost every day after court, and I fully expect him to take the stand and testify in this case as well. He's going to be speaking to American voters.
In the past, Trump's lawyers have tried to keep him away from such situations, due to being cross-examined by prosecution. Is there a risk for him if he does do this?
Oh, there is a risk, and I believe the cross-examination will be very aggressive. But Trump isn't the type of client that any lawyer can control. We've seen this time and time again in every one of his cases, whether it's a gag order or whether it's his attorney's advice. Donald Trump marches to the beat of his own drum, and he does whatever he thinks is in his best interest.
And what are you looking out for in this trial? Is that Trump to take the stand? Is that perhaps something that will could make or break this case?
I do believe so. Donald Trump is going to say that the affair never happened, or that if it did, the payment was just to protect him and his family from embarrassment. That would, of course, be a misdemeanor, not a felony. And I think he's going to point the finger at his accountant. That's something that came out during the defense opening. He's going to say that the accountant booked the payment as a legal expense. So that's something that Trump also alluded to in his statement after court today.
All right, thanks so much for your thoughts, Neama. Former federal prosecutor Neama Rahmani.